Hey, what's up, you guys? WWE fan 0599 here again, and today we're going to review The Death of Superman Lives. What happened? So, The Death of Superman Lives. What happened? Stars Jon Schnepp, Tim Burton, and Kevin Smith. And what this film is basically about. It's a documentary about the Superman Lives movie that was supposed to happen, starring Nicolas Cage, directed by Tim Burton, and written by Kevin Smith. And this movie, was supposed to be the next Superman movie and revitalize the Superman franchise until it was canceled, and, we never got to see it. So Jon Schnepp is now taking us inside of what this film was supposed to be about. So, what did I think of The Death of Superman Lives? This is a great documentary. I loved The Death of Superman Lives. What happened? It was a great documentary, in my opinion. I really enjoyed this documentary. So yeah. So let's get into my positives. And my positives are, Jon Schnepp does an excellent job. Directing this documentary. He does a great job directing this documentary. We all know Jon Schnepp from AMC Movie Talk, now being Collider Movie Talk, and it's awesome that he got to make his own movie, and now it's, here and everything, and I'm glad, Jon Schnepp got to make his movie finally. I've been hearing about this movie since, since early last year. I've been hearing about this film, so I'm glad it finally got released, and I'm happy for him because he did a great job directing this feature and doing great interviews with everybody. So yeah, I like seeing how how this movie was going to look. How was this movie going to be? Like I said, Nicolas Cage was supposed to be Superman. Sure, the Superman picture we got back where he looks like he's in dirt face and he's like high like this, wasn't a good picture. But there's actually a picture out there where he's in the final costume, where he's in the Superman costume, and that was really cool. I like seeing that. And apparently they were supposed to be this regeneration suit that apparently was in the comics. It was in the Death of Superman comic books, or Resurrection of Superman, can't remember which one. There's this latex suit. So yeah, that was going to be in there, and they were going to have a giant spider, which was inspired by the Xenomorphs from Alien. They were going to have this giant spider, Superman fight this giant spider. They were going to have Brainiac and Lex Luthor combine each other. They were going to be one person. Wait, what? This movie sounded weird as all can be. So I like taking a look into that and seeing what this film was going to be like, and seeing all this concept art and people talking about it, saying we had this great vision for it. So yeah. I liked all the interviews with everybody. I liked how everyone spoke about the movie. Kevin Smith, who is a real big Superman fan, of course, brought in a script that was actually based on the comic books of Superman, but John Peters, I think his name was, he didn't like it, and so did Tim Burton, So yeah, and I find that odd because I really think about it. No Superman movie really has based it off of the comics. They really have just went with their own vision for Superman. So that's been always interesting to me. And and Nicolas Cage, who's one of the biggest Superman fans on the planet, was like, this is not Superman. So yeah. And apparently John Peters gave Kevin Smith 3 rules. 1, he can't fly. Isn't that Superman's main thing? Okay. 2, no suit. Not the red suit, the red and blue suit. Nope. Rule 3, it must have a giant spider. I'm not kidding you. And what's weird is that when this movie got canceled, the budget went to Wild Wild West, and there was like a giant robotic spider in that movie. Maybe he had some weird obsession with the giant spider. But yeah, I will, like I said, I liked all the interviews. I liked the interview, especially with Kevin Smith, because it's interesting to see how Kevin Smith, came in to write a Superman film. And Dan Gilroy, the director of Nightcrawler, which was one of my favorite movies of last year, he also was supposed to write this film, and it was interesting seeing his take on it, because I hear he doesn't really like superhero films now. So yeah. But yeah, I really enjoyed The Death of Superman Lives: What Happened. It's a great documentary going inside, the seeing what would have happened if this movie was to actually be made. My only negative with The Death of Superman Lives is that I wish we could have learned more about how the film was going to be like, beginning, middle, and end. I wish we could have gotten more of that, but that's really my only negative with this documentary. It was a great film in my opinion. I really enjoyed The Death of Superman Lives, and also I like seeing how they were going, the main reincarnations they were going to have of Doomsday. Like, one was going to have like these many faces, and during the fight, like, there would be a face of Lois Lane, face of like face of Peter White, I think the guy's name is. So yeah, that would have been interesting. So yeah. Yeah, guys, The Death of Superman Lives: What Happened. Definitely check this out if you are a huge Superman fan, huge comic book fan, huge fan of documentaries. Just check this out. It's a great film. So it's time for my official grade on The Death of Superman Lives: What Happened. And my official grade on The Death of Superman Lives: What Happened is an A. This is a great movie. Definitely check out The Death of Superman Lives: What Happened. I love this documentary. It's great. So yeah. So what do you guys think of The Death of Superman Lives: What Happened? Leave in the comment section below. And I'm WWE Fan 0599. We'll see you all later. Peace.